What's up, guys? I have a pretty cool video today. I'm going to be talking about Rainbow. So I've been listening to a lot of Rainbow, or it's also sometimes called Richie Blackmore's Rainbow. So for those of you guys who are like big Deep Purple fans, so Deep Purple lead guitarist Richie Blackmore, you guys probably know. If you guys are big fans of Deep Purple, he eventually left Deep Purple and formed Richie Blackmore's Rainbow, or just Rainbow. It's got like two different names. But basically, he sang with Ronnie James, or he played with Ronnie James Dio. Obviously, Dio being a very prolific heavy metal singer, he's the guy who replaced Ozzy Osbourne, once Ozzy got kicked out of Black Sabbath. You had Ronnie James Dio with Black Sabbath, which was just amazing. You have some great songs like, so you have Heaven and Hell. That's the one that goes like, so obviously it's a half step down. I'm in standard tuning, but that song's like a half step down. It's a really cool song. But anyway, you had Richie Blackmore playing with Ronnie James Dio, and Rainbow's just like such an amazing band. So what am I? I'm gonna play like a couple Rainbow riffs. So the first Rainbow riff I ever really learned was I think Man on the Silver Mountain. So that's the one where it's like, so you just have that really cool, I mean, you could consider this one, he plays in G minor a lot, so it's probably like in G minor. I don't really know anything past the main riff, but the riff is killer, so I just decided, let me just learn that riff. But it's very Richie Blackmore, Deep Purple style. He's using, the power chords where you're just playing, the fifth is in the bass, rather the root. So it's kind of like when he's, when you learn Smoke on the Water. He's kind of using those same type of chords. It just gives it a little bit heavier. I'll show you kind of the fretboard. But, he's using the, so, obviously, it still sounds like Richie Blackmore. The Rainbow songs, it's basically Deep Purple with a different singer, to be honest. Everything, the musicality is great. The solos are great. He's still got the heavy tone. He uses Stratocasters, which are single coil guitars. He doesn't use the middle pickup. It's like a dummy pickup. He only uses like the bridge and like the neck pickup. And actually, I actually bought a Stratocaster style guitar, and it should be coming in the mail in a few weeks because I've just been so inspired by Richie Blackmore and his style. But then there's this other song called it's called Stargazer. This is a rainbow song as well, and Stargazer has a very it's got like an exotic sound to it because he may be playing in like a harmonic minor or let's see. Yeah, so there is that D sharp, which would be like an A harmonic minor, or uh, like I think it's E Phrygian, maybe E Phrygian dominant. I'm not sure about the actual mode, but I know for a fact that he's using like the D sharp. And the cool thing about when you're playing an A harmonic minor scale, it sounds very exotic. It sounds very, Eastern. So you have, something like that. But anyway, the cool thing about this song is like the opening riff, and so it goes kind of something like this. And then during, he has the part where, and there's also a lot of different other instruments going on, so it definitely gives it more of an Eastern type of sound to it. But then he goes, or maybe he goes, kind of, you get the idea. So it sounds really cool. And then he comes in, there's like a cool solo. It kind of goes like, I think he's got like maybe a flangeron, something like that. But it's something like, and I think he may be using well, he's using this like, a lot of this like, so I mean, again, I think it's like the I just realized I was playing that scale wrong earlier. It's actually the root, and then you have the 2, flat 3, 4, 5, and then you have flat 6. Or maybe I don't know. I need to brush up on my scales, but actually this is the easy way to think of it. I think it's yeah, that'd be it. So it's like the root note, and then if we're talking about a harmonic minor, it's like the root note. Then you have 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6. Which, well, I guess that's probably not a harmonic minor though. But anyway, that's besides the point. He's either using, I think he does use the harmonic minor, and in this case it's probably I guess it'd be probably closer to E. I think it is E harmonic minor because it's actually like root two through flat three, four, five, flat six, and then you have seven. So that's basically E harmonic minor, which is just basically it's just like E minor instead of just like a D. You have a D sharp, so it gives. But basically, and I'm getting distracted. I just really like playing that scale. Um, but anyway, in Stargazer, there's this solo, and he starts out where he's going. I think it's like. And then he goes. So it's a really cool solo. It's just got that nice Eastern sound to it. I really love that. Like I said, I've been getting into Rainbow so much. I love Gates of Babylon. If you guys have heard Gates of Babylon, that one's great. Temple of the King. So he's just, Richie Blackmore's amazing. I love Rainbow. When you have Dio on vocals, it's just so great. The other thing about the E harmonic minor is, let's say you're just running through scales and like you're kind of bored, like just doing like pentatonic stuff or like major or minor stuff. The cool thing about harmonic minor is you can just play these, you can just like play through a scale and it still sounds very musical. It doesn't sound like you're just running through a scale, because again, you have this, you have the D sharp here, which gives it that very exotic sound to it. So. You can just mess around. You can have fun with it. It's just, it's just really cool. So, anyway, I just wanted to talk about Rainbow. Just, how much I really love them as a band. I love Richie Blackmore. Love Deep Purple. You really can't go wrong. It's just they don't really make music like they did back then. If you just listen to Ronnie James Dio on vocals for any Rainbow song, whether it's Gates of Babylon, Temple of the King, Stargazer, the riff that I was playing earlier, Man on the Silver Mountain. My gosh, Ronnie James Dio and Richie Blackmore, what a combination. I mean, I just I don't know what types of bands are being as creative as, you know, Rainbow or Deep Purple were, or, you know, bands like Judas Priest. You know, I was a huge Judas Priest fan. I actually saw them in concert several years ago. But anyway, I'm kind of like getting distracted here. Anyway, I just want to like play a couple riffs and talk about Rainbow because they've been, I don't know, I just been inspired lately by them. So, man, Richie Blackmore, he's just so talented. He's way too talented for me to emulate. But he has inspired me. I bought a guitar with some single coil pickups. It's going to be coming in the mail. I'm going to do like probably an unboxing and playing some stuff. But anyway, that is this video. I just want to, you know, play some Rainbow. And let me do a little outro here for Stargazer. So anyway, I just want to play that riff one more time. It just sounds so cool with the flat 5 in there. You know, it's, you know, obviously you have this A, and then the 5th is the E. But if you have that flat 5, I love it. So anyway, that's the video. I love Rainbow, and if you don't like Rainbow or you've never heard of them, you gotta check them out. You have to check out Rainbow because they're amazing. So anyway, check out Rainbow.